does it feel to oversee your first derby in Sydney, a victory here, just after having your contract extended for another 2 seasons?
Yeah, really happy. Personally, obviously, came in 4 or 5 weeks ago, worked extremely hard around the place, and thankfully it hasn't gone unnoticed, and worked hard with the playing group, building relationships and rapport with the staff and everybody involved. But I'm really, in particular, happy for the fans. It's been a tough time for them. I understand just how important this fixture is, particularly at home as well. And they were cheering and singing non-stop all night. They're very important to us, important to the players, and most happy for them.
That must feel like the club you signed up to coach tonight.
Absolutely. It takes time, and it's still going to take time to build, because habits and behaviours take a bit of time. But improving standards around the place doesn't just go for the playing group, but everybody who works extremely hard in the office, the coaching staff too. And I won't ask anyone to do something that I'm not prepared to do myself. So you get rewarded for that hard work and that endeavour, and that belief, which was hard. It wasn't there at the start, but it's moments like tonight and games like tonight where we need to build on it as well. There's no point, playing tonight the way we did, where I thought we were totally in control with and without the ball in particular, because there has been a tendency to be inconsistent, and I don't like that. Consistency is very important, so that's something that we're going to be, well, one of the themes this week, preparing for next week's game.
Did it feel a little surreal? I know the derby wasn't around here when you captained Sydney FC, but you were the first captain of Sydney FC. Scored in the semi, led them to a title, ducked in the Hall of Fame as well. But we saw what it meant to you after both goals, and the passion that you had sitting on the other side of the bench.
Yep.
Was that surreal at all for you?
Not really. No, I'm in the moment. I like to stay in the moment. I think that's something that I've worked hard on, is not thinking too much about the past or even the future, is being in the moment. And it's one of the hardest things to do, actually. I'm a pretty passionate guy. I always have been. Anyone that knows me, whether I was a footballer or as a coach, I'll give everything of myself. And I think that passion sort of translates into the playing group and the way we want to play the game and things like that. But my job is solely for this football club and the players and the supporters in particular. And what you saw is what you got for my football team and my football club. Irrespective of the opposition, I've got a lot of friends over at Sydney FC. Stevie Corica, I shared all those great times with as well. Scott Barlow, and I had a good rapport with their fans too. But I'm sure they would have understood that I'm coaching my football club. I would have been the same if I was coaching their football club. That's just the way I am.
There's obviously clarity now over your position moves and the CEO and all those kind of things. Fans were great tonight.
Yeah.
Celebrating at the end.
Yep.
It feels like this could be a bit of a stepping stone.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's why tonight was important, and we want to build on this, and that's why I said consistency is important. We want them coming back and filling this stadium. That's the bigger picture, and let them be proud of what they see on a weekly basis. And I'm big on my football team representing this football club in the right manner, because the fans are hard working and they want to see a bit of fight and grit and determination in their team. You're not always going to win every game, but those are the non-negotiables as far as I'm concerned, and I saw that in spades tonight.
Since you took charge of the club a month or so ago, we've seen a lot of improvements in the structure, the discipline. What we saw tonight, where's that at of what you would be satisfied with and what you were striving to get to?
Pretty satisfied. I'm never 100% satisfied, unfortunately. I mean, most coaches would tell you that, because I would love to have 4 or 5, and it could have been like that tonight. I'm going to be honest with you. If you look at the amount of shots that we had and the ones, I think it was 8-1 on target. Forget the shots. I mean, we could have really planted the opposition tonight, and probably should have. I thought the game plan was fantastic. Like I said, it's great having a whole week to prepare, because I haven't had that. When I first came in one day before the first game, and it's just been game on game. It's really hard to build on us, and prepare for a strategy and a plan. And we have seen improvements, you're right, structurally, and going forward and defensively, and as well. So it was great that we've been on the receiving end of free kicks in the past, but we kept another clean sheet, which is pleasing. We scored one ourselves from a free kick finally, and that's always important too. But there's always room to improve.
Towards towards the end of the match, we saw, I think it was Adama, Thomas, and maybe even Philip as well, cop a few water bottles from the away bay. What's your sort of take on that, and how were the players after that?
I don't want to comment on that. It's not for me to comment on. The players didn't mention it at all. They won't, because when you win, you're never injured, and things like that. Everybody wants to train tomorrow and be there. I've rewarded them with a day off though. It's the first one I've given them, so I think they'll enjoy that as well. But they're a great bunch of boys. Love working with them and the staff and everybody involved in the club. And I've heard words like, it's toxic there. I haven't seen that, and I've been around. I've been around to many clubs as a player and as a coach, and I do not see that at all. And so that disappoints me because I don't see it. I've got fantastic people who come to work to try and be the best they can, whether it be in the office or the players or the coaching group. And I think. We just need to keep improving and keep building and keep our standards high and not drop off. That's really important.
Anything on the Zoom?
Ruz, what impact do you think it may have had getting the job permanently during the week and signing that long-term deal in terms of tonight's preparation for the players and for you?
For me, I guess it's just a bit more clarity, and I can actually plan for next season and the season after that going forward. I think that was really important as well. You didn't want to leave it too late, but for everybody at the football club, I think it's important, and it's a good question. I'm not too sure if it made a difference for tonight. Perhaps those who are coming out of contract may have thought to themselves, right, I need to step up another gear. Which I hope that's not the case, because that was my intention from day one. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think we planned really well for this week. Like I said, having 6 days to prepare and not playing that game on the weekend made a big difference for us. And I don't think it did. It was only announced yesterday as well, and I was kept that pretty quiet too. So it's not like anybody knew until it got announced.
And yeah, you said before that you're always emotional, but having watched you for a while, there did seem to be an extra bit of animation from you on the sideline tonight. Is that fair? And did that stem from getting the permanent deal and then a derby game?
I think more the latter than the former. It had nothing to do with me personally. It had more to do with the derby. Yeah, passionate person I am, and I knew what this game meant to our football club and our fans in particular. So. Yeah, you're going to see me turn up a notch when I have to and turn it down a notch when I have to. I think that's always important as a coach as well, is making sure that you made the right decisions and the way you say things. You've got to keep them up and then sometimes keep them down, and I think that's important too, and picking the right moments. And I thought tonight was the right moment to be like that.
Well